Let's have some fun. I've got a series developing called the Observation Series or the O Series. And this is one of those. It's a journal from June 9th, the first one of that day, 2010. The Mayan day was a 1 jaguar or jaguar. It's called Does Night Exist? Are you sure? I woke up to my own voice singing. Neat trick, that. Yeah, I'd set the journals playing last night, even some that are unpublished, which included a songfest I'd indulged in after my song posted to the internet. Get those song fires burning, and they don't stop easily, not for me. Well, just as these weren't published, as I was way too natural with them, often stopping in the middle where I found the lyrics did not suit, oh well, it is strange to be awakened by your own singing. The pain has eased up somewhat today. Oh, it is still present. I awoke in the night to take an unscheduled pill, but I can at least sit up and write. Perhaps I can have a more useful day today, or what I would call more useful. Who knows, really? It may be that in the midst of the worst of our suffering, sometimes great things are happening in ways we just don't yet perceive. When one lives in heart space, one retains what could be called a positive attitude about everything. It is not really that, for those words express ideas of mind about this state, rather than the state itself. Always remember, though, that you can arc from your heart to mine and get the direct or the more direct sensing of what I am trying to put words around. This can be done anyone to anyone by imagining an arc, that is, a part of a circle, not a straight line, emanating from your heart to that which you desire to connect with. It creates a link up over which, if you are sensitive, you can perceive a return flow and a joining of energies. Remember, we are all energy beings. The solidity of our world is no more real than the seeming solidity of the dream state, or just as real, perhaps. Each state, level, or dimension has its own internal reality, its seeming solidity. None, however, are probably as solid seeming as our 3D realm, though I admit I do not know. Unlike some others, I have not traveled the dimensions in conscious awareness very widely. All of us, however, are at least aware of the dream state and the waking one, in addition to that which we contact in our meditations. So, we have all done at least some limited journeying. Isn't it rather strange how we, in our conscious waking state, can be told of the atom's structure, of the fact that it is 99.99999% empty, and yet still continue to experience this dimension as so solid? I find that quite strange. To me, it is a measure of proof that our waking state is actually a form of dreaming. Come on. How can every single atom and element of our physical dimension be only 0.00001% solid and yet not even be translucent, much less transparent? What's with that? And how is it that we accept that and just go on, even though it makes no sense has no real correlation with our experience of life. Talk about cognitive dissonance, and that's it. Yet we just say yeah and then go on. Now, what part of this is not dreaming behavior? I ask you, sit with that a few moments. Go into your heart with it, not your head, and just be. See what arises, if anything. We actually know that our world is made of light, you know. There are amazing experiments too where DNA material is put together with photons of light in a sealed environment, and the photons arrange themselves along the shape and the form of the double helix, congruent with it. Then, when the DNA material is removed, it's no longer there. Those photons still retain that double helix shape for quite some time. We're not talking just seconds, minutes, or hours here. We're talking much longer. What's with that? What is light to begin with? We think of the sun as so hot, yet it's only our atmosphere that it's heating. As we leave Earth's atmosphere and approach the sun closer and closer, it is cold beyond cold, much closer to it than here. So, the sun is not what our logical mind wants to believe of it. All of this that we've accepted as real is simply more of our living on the surface of life, accepting the apparent. It's dream walking, sleepwalking, not being awake to truth, to reality. Like ghosts, we should be able to pass right through one another through walls and all seemingly solid objects. If our atoms are so widely spaced as they actually are in that 99.99999% emptiness, think about that. Grapple with it a moment. Just sit with it and let it sink in. Why can't we do that? What is preventing? Could it be our beliefs? I think it could be. At the base of everything, it is at least sensible in some way. I won't call it logical because that is so much a term of mind. But there is an obvious structure and coherence to creation that cannot be gainsaid. It makes sense, at least on some level. I don't see that it does on the 3D level, at least the way we're living our life here on Gaia right now. I don't